Hello everyone, I hope you are very consistent and healthy. In this video, we will continue from where we have left. So let's begin. The interviews. Over the course of a week, we conducted a total of 100 interviews, asking the eldest members of the community about their life philosophy, their ikigai, and the secrets to longevity. We filmed these conversations with two cameras for use in a little documentary and choose a few specially meaningful and inspiring statements to include in this section of the book. First, don't worry. The secret to a long life is not to worry and to keep your heart young. Don't let it grow old. Open your heart to people with a nice smile on your face. If you smile and open your heart, your grandchildren and everyone else will want to see you. The best way to avoid anxiety is to go out in the street and say hello to people. I do it every day. I go out there and say hello and see you later. Then I go home and care for my vegetable garden. In the afternoon, I spend time with friends. Here, everyone gets along. We try not to cause problems. Spending time together and having fun is the only thing that matters. Second, cultivate good habits. I feel joy every morning waking up at 6 and opening the curtains to look out at my garden where I grow my own vegetables. I go right outside to check on my tomatoes, my mandarin oranges. I love the sight of them. It relaxes me. After an hour in the garden, I go back inside the market breakfast and make breakfast. I plant my own vegetables and cook them myself. That's my ikigai. The key to staying sharp in old age is in your fingers, from your fingers to your brain and back again. If you keep your fingers busy, you'll live to see 100. I get up at 4 every day. I set my alarm for that time, have a cup of coffee, and do a little exercise, lifting my arms. That gives me energy for the rest of the day. I eat a bit of everything. I think that's the secret. I like variety in what I eat. I think it tastes better. Working. If you don't work, your body breaks down. When I wake up, I go to the Bud Sudan and light incense. You have to keep your ancestors in mind. It's the first thing I do every morning. I wake up every day at the same time, early, and spend the morning in my vegetable garden. I go dancing with my friends once a week. I do exercise every day, and every morning I go for a little walk. I never forget to do my Taiso exercises when I get up. Eating vegetables, it helps you live longer. To live a long time, you need to do three things: exercise to stay healthy, eat well, and spend time with the people. Third, nurture your friendships every day. Getting together with my friends is my most important ikigai. We all get together here and talk. It's very important. I always know I'll see them all here tomorrow, and that's one of my favorite things in life. My main hobby is getting together with friends and neighbors, talking each day with the people you love. That's the secret to a long life. I say hello and see you later to the children on their way to school and wave at everyone who goes by me in their car. Drive safely, I say, between 7:20 a.m. and 8:15 a.m. I'm outside on my feet the whole time, saying hello to people. Once everyone's gone, I go back inside, chatting and drinking tea with my neighbors. That's the best thing in life. And singing together. I wake up at 5 every morning, leave the house, and walk to the sea. Then I go to a friend's house and we have tea together. That's the secret to long life. Getting together with people and going from place to place. Fourth, live an unhurried life. My secret to a long life is always saying to myself, slow down and relax. You live much longer if you are not in a hurry. I make things with vigor. That's my ikigai. The first thing I do when I wake up is pray. Then I do my exercises and eat breakfast. At 7, I calmly start working on my vigor. When I get tired at 5, I go visit my friends, doing many different things every day, always staying busy but doing one thing at a time without getting overwhelmed. The secret to long life is going to bed early, waking up early, and going for a walk, living peacefully and enjoying the little things. Getting along with your friends, spring, summer, fall, winter, enjoying each season happily. Fifth, be optimistic. Every day I say to myself, today will be full of health and energy. Live it to the fullest. I am 98, but consider myself young. I still have so much to do. Laugh. Laughter is the most important thing. I laugh wherever I go. I'm going to live to be 100. Of course, I am. It's a huge motivation for me. Dancing and singing with your grandchildren is the biggest thing in life. I feel very fortunate to have been born here. I give thanks for it every day. The most important thing in Ogimi in life is to keep smiling. I do volunteer work to give back to the village a bit of what it has given to me. For example, I use my car to help friends get to the hospital. There's no secret to it. The trick is just to live. Keys to the Ogimi lifestyle. 100% of people we interview keep a vegetable garden, and most of them also have fields of tea, mangoes, shikuwasa, and so on. All belong to some form of neighborhood association where they feel cared for as though by family. They celebrate all the time, even little things. Music, song, and dance are essential parts of daily life. They have an important purpose in life, or several. They have an ikigai, but they don't take it too seriously. They are relaxed and enjoy all that they do. They are very proud of their traditions and local culture. They are passionate about everything they do, however insignificant it might seem. Locals have a strong sense of Yuimaru, recognizing the connection between people. They help each other with everything from work in the fields, harvesting sugar cane or planting rice, to building houses and municipal projects. Our friend Miyagi, who ate dinner with us on our last night in town, told us that he was building a new home with the help of all his friends and that we could stay there the next time we were in Ogimi. They are always busy, but they occupy themselves with tasks that allow them to relax. We didn't see a single old grandpa sitting on a bench doing nothing. They are always coming and going to sing karaoke, visit with neighbors, or play a game of gate ball. With this, we have completed our sixth chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. And now we will begin with chapter 7, the Ikigai diet. What the world's longest living people eat and drink. So let's begin reading this new chapter of this amazing book. According to the World Health Organization, Japan has the highest life expectancy in the world, 85 years for men and 87.3 years for women. Moreover, it has the highest ratio of centenarians in the world, more than 520 for every million people, as of September 2016. So, this is a chart showing life expectancy in the countries where people live the longest compared to the United States. Okinawa, Japan, Sweden, USA. The above graphic, which compares life expectancy in Japan, its province, Okinawa, Sweden, and the United States, shows that while life expectancy in Japan is high overall, Okinawa exceeds the national average. Okinawa is one of the areas in Japan that were most affected by World War II. As a result, not only of conflicts on the battlefield, but also of hunger and a lack of resources once the war ended. The average life expectancy was not very high during the 1940s and 1950s. As Okinawans recovered from the destruction, however, they came to be some of the country's longest living citizens. What secrets to long life do the Japanese hold? What is it about Okinawa that makes it the best of the best in terms of life expectancy? Experts point out that, for one thing, Okinawa is the only province in Japan without trains. Its residents have to walk or cycle when not driving. It is also the only province that has managed to follow the Japanese government's recommendation of eating less than 10 grams of salt per day. Okinawa's miracle diet. The mortality rate from cardiovascular disease in Okinawa is the lowest in Japan, and diet almost certainly has a lot to do with this. It is no coincidence that Okinawa diet is so often discussed around the world at panels on nutrition. The most concrete and widely cited data on diet in Okinawa come from studies by Makoto Suzuki, a cardiologist at the University of the Ryukyus, who has published more than 700 scientific articles on nutrition and aging in Okinawa since 1970. Bradley J. Wilcox and P. Craig Wilcox joined Makoto Suzuki's research team and published a book considered the Bible on the subject. the Okinawa program. They reached the following conclusions. Locals eat a wide variety of foods, especially vegetables. Variety seems to be key. A study of Okinawa's centenarians showed that they ate 206 different foods, included spices, on a regular basis. They ate an average of 15 different foods each day, a striking contrast to the nutritional poverty of our fast food culture. They eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. At least 7 types of fruits and vegetables are consumed by Okinawans on a daily basis. The easiest way to check if there is enough variety on your table is to make sure you are eating the rainbow. A table featuring red peppers, carrot, spinach, cauliflower, and eggplant, for example, offers great color and variety. Vegetables, potatoes, legumes, and soy products such as tofu are the staples of an Okinawan's diet. More than 30% of their daily calories comes from vegetables. Grains are the foundation of their diet. Japanese people eat white rice every day, sometimes adding noodles. Rice is the primary food in Okinawa as well. They rarely eat sugar, and if they do, it's cane sugar. We drove through several sugarcane fields every morning on our way to Ogimi and even drank a glass of cane juice at Nakijin Castle. Beside the stall selling the juice was a sign describing the anti carcinogenic benefits of sugarcane. In addition to these basic dietary principles, Okinawans eat fish an average of 3 times per week. Unlike in other parts of Japan, the most frequently consumed meat is pork, though locals eat it only once or twice per week. Along these lines, Makoto Suzuki's study indicate the following. Okinawans consume, in general, one-third as much sugar as the rest of Japan's population, which means that sweets and chocolates are much less a part of their diet. They also eat practically half as much salt as the rest of Japan, 7 grams per day, compared to an average of 12. They consume fewer calories, an average of 1785 per day, compared to 2068 in the rest of Japan. In fact, low caloric intake is common among the 5 blue zones. With this, we will stop here and we will continue next part in our next video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.